how can you work on opening up an already committed relationship? I'm Dr. Liz from Sex Positive Psych.
Hi, I'm Rachel Rose from Hedonish.com.
I'm so excited to have Rachel here with me. So Rachel, when we were talking about what we're going to record this video about, you suggested talking about like opening up a relationship. And I know that you have a relationship you've been in for a long time. Mm-hmm. So what's your experience been with this?
It's been interesting. It's really the only serious relationship I've ever been in my entire life. Wow. And we were together monogamously for about 10 years before we opened up.
It's a long time.
Yeah, and we've experienced most of our adult life together. So it's like we've kind of grown into these habits and things, and then to change that is kind of really, I think it's been very, at first I think it was really jarring, particularly for my partner who is a much more introverted, quiet person.
Sure.
And so the idea of even having to approach other humans, I think in itself is a hurdle, and then wanting to date them is like a whole nother one, or even figuring out how to do that, especially since neither one of us has really ever dated anybody else seriously, at least since high school.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's kind of wild to like explore dating at 30. I think everybody else has a head start.
That's a thing.
It is.
It's a thing.
So it's been a lot of communication and a lot of kind of like maybe doing it gradually. Like, let's try this, and then we'll have. Obviously, we want to include like if anybody else is involved or we meet other people, like what they're looking for as well. But at least going into meeting other people was like, here's where our current boundaries are. Here we're just getting comfortable. Are you okay with that? Mm-hmm. And then my partner and I reevaluating how we're both feeling about it.
Okay.
Yeah, at different intervals. So.
Have you hit any like speed bumps, and what have those been like?
We had a couple. My partner, so I identify as queer, and this is the first time I've started dating people who I guess weren't my partner, who is a cis male, so any other gender, and he is he tends to have a a lot of feelings brought up when I want to date other cis men. Which I think is a really common thing for people to run into. Because suddenly it's not something different, it's something he could already give me in his, and I hesitate to say it that way because
sure.
It's not like...
Well, that's the mindset, right?
Right.
Because I think that in a lot of ways when we talk about male sexuality, we boil it down to genitals.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you already have one penis, why do you need another penis? Because the penis is what I'm giving you. Which is such a toxic thing for everyone involved.
It really is. And I don't want to, like, simplify such, like, a complex thing because it hasn't been something where, like, you can't have another penis. It's been, like, it's more the emotional feelings that dating somebody who shares a lot of similar qualities, additionally to having a penis, but, like, a lot of the same energy and, like, potentially physical features. Like, I think a lot of just all of it and then the feelings that go with it, that all makes it more complex. But the gist of it is that cis men, I think, there's a sense of more competition.
Yeah.
For someone who's similar to you in many ways.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So there's been speed bumps about, like, you dating other cis men, and he's had a lot of feelings about that. Have there been any things that came up for you around what he was doing that you didn't expect, or that you did expect, or that were different?
I think a lot of it is I know it's a real challenge for him to put himself out there, and I'm real proud of him and the way he's done it, because I know that, like, I am the, by far, much more social person. I coordinate all, like, we have a lot of shared friends, especially being together for so long, and moving and living together, and, like, having it's a whole life together, so you have a lot of common people. And so, him putting himself out there solo has been a huge thing for him. And as a cis man, a lot of times, especially on online dating apps, you don't get the responses because people who you're sending messages to are often, like, inundated with so many things, and it's really hard through text to kind of differentiate who is worth a response, even when you wish you could be nice to everybody and respond.
Yeah.
Time and energy often don't allow for that. So he often doesn't get responses even to really thoughtful messages, and then he sees me getting a bunch of messages for just existing in the world.
For being present.
Because I posted that profile in the first place. Yeah. And I think that has brought up some negative feelings. And I want to, like, do what I can to support him and help him through that. And I think that has been an interesting thing for us to navigate. And so I think what we've come up with that has been a little bit helpful is trying to get him to go to more in-person events.
Yeah.
Especially things I can attend with him. And then we can go off and do our own things. But he's got a little bit more of a comfort level. A lot of the people are people that I've met through other sex education type things, because there's a nice community where we live, and so through that, like, I'm there, but we can exist separately if we wish to.
And I've
and
found,
check in.
like, in a lot of non-monogamy communities, there's a very significant social vetting process for cis men, where, like, if no one knows your partner, or, like, your partner isn't involved in the scene, or there's no one, like, speaking to you being an okay person, it takes a really long time to get in as a cis guy, because there are so many shitty cis guys.
I've heard
Not every cis guy is shitty, right? Like, we have to not all mend this every time, because I know I'm going to get comments, right? Like, I have a video on incels, and I have to cleanse the comments every once in a while. But it's really tough in non-monogamy communities to be a new cis guy, because a lot of them suck. And there are a lot of cis guys who come into non-monogamy communities because that's where they think the sluts are. And, like, yes, we're there, and we're pickier than that.
We're exceptionally picky, I think, because
Yeah.
you're not just picking, you get to have that kind of, you get to pick and choose. It's no longer a scarcity mindset where, like, if I don't pick this one person, nobody will want me.
Well, and the people who are in relationships aren't taken, right? Like,
Right.
There's this theoretical availability of a lot more humans that you're running into, even if they're already in committed relationships. And so I know for me, I trust cis guys who approach me a lot more if I know someone that they've dated, or if, like, the people who I know and trust are like, oh yeah, no, that's a good dude. He's great. You should be good with him, right? Many of the lovers that I've dated have been people I've been told by other of my lovers that I should hook up with. Like,
It's a referral system.
it is.
I've literally
It's the
heard
slut
this from
referral
other
network.
cis
Yeah.
men who are like, they're like, yeah, no, I was invited, but it's a referral system. I had referrals. Like, it was just, and it's not a formal thing. There's not like a, like a
No.
database somewhere or something, but it's,
So we should have one.
that would be so smart.
It'd be so good.
Someone
I want,
needs to
like,
coordinate
I
this.
want, like, a Yelp for sex partners with some sort of quality control feature, obviously, because otherwise, like, bullshit would like, you have to somehow verify that y'all had sex together. So, like, someone has to, like, submit a review, and you have to say, yes, we had sex, without seeing the review, right? But I think it would be really helpful, because number one, like, I want to be able to show people my reviews. I feel like I would have good reviews.
I think you'd have good reviews.
I think I'd have good. I think you'd also have good reviews, right? But, like, also then, like, when some dude is approaching me, I can, like, pull it up and be like, is this a considerate lover? Is he someone who, like, uses his hands in his mouth, or just his dick? Does he understand the importance of lube? Does he have non-latex based condoms? Right? Like, there's so much important shit.
And, and I was in a workshop yesterday that was talking about, for some, especially for, like, some more advanced kinky stuff that can be, like, there can be some safety issues, that asking for referrals can actually be a great safety thing. So having something like that would fit in for a lot of needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we tangented, which is great, because we're
I think
both
you knew
tangent
that was going
people.
to happen.
Like, I love talking with Rachel, because we're both really tangenty people, and so it's totally okay to be on tangents, because there's not this, like, judgment of, like, so back to what we were talking about. We can just kind of roll.
That was a pretty valuable tangent, I think,
It was
personally.
a very valuable tangent. If one of
I'm
you is
biased.
out there and you want to do a startup about this, like, sex ratings app, get in touch with us.
Definitely.
We will happily help you figure this out.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
So, again, to summarize, when we're looking at opening up a relationship that's been there for a long time, tons of communication, like, communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared for things not going exactly symmetrically. Be prepared for different challenges depending upon the genders of folks involved and the genders of the people that they're open to dating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
sorry. You're also never going to be able to predict everything you're going to run into. I'm one of those people who really loves to, like, I want to sit there and think about every potential outcome, and then I want to solve all of the problems before they happen. That is not a thing you could actually do. I've tried. It doesn't work.
I need you to stop this personal attack. I feel like this is an assassination on my character, and I need you to stop.
So, like... The other thing is timing. So you've already, when in a committed relationship, especially if it's a nesting partner or somebody you live with and have been with for a long time, you've spent so much of your time dedicated to each other. And inherently, in spending time with other people, that means you get less together.
Yeah.
And so that is a really big hurdle to jump over.
There was an article I read that I have some issues with, but it was about, like, overcoming the codependence that the monogamy model teaches
I read
us.
the same one.
Right, so I have some issues with, like,
Mhm.
the way that they conclude you should work on opening up your relationship, but part of what they talk about is starting first getting used to not spending time together. So, like, each of you having your own separate night a week that you're doing something for yourself, and where your partner is ideally staying home. So that you can both get used to, like, being at home while your partner does something else, so that there's less of that discomfort with, like, I'm bored and my partner's doing something, and you figure out how to handle that first.
I think they called it disentangling,
Yes.
which I thought was a really useful thing to think about.
Yes.
And I think I actually happened to read the same article.
Yeah,
like
totally.
maybe 6 months or a year ago, closer to when we.
I think this is its second making of the rounds on Facebook. Yeah.
Cool. And I thought that was really interesting because we do so much together, and I love it, and I love spending time with him. And it's just a matter of like, especially since so many of our friends are joint friends, and I've always made the plans. When I have plans separate from him, he doesn't know what to do with himself all the time.
Oh, babe.
And
He's
it's
so
great.
sweet. I
He's
love
such
him
a
so
sweetheart.
much.
He gets good referrals, see?
He does. I would totally give him a referral.
But it's just, and I encourage him to make plans, but like also I don't want to be fixing all of his problems. I want to let him do it. And be encouraging and supportive in any way that I can. But that leaves for people especially people who are really introverted, which is something I think a lot of people who are polyamorous or non-monogamous tend to be more extroverted because it's easier to go out and communicate with people. I don't know if everybody, but I think that
there's a lot.
the ones I run into.
Sure. Well, I mean, we are extroverts,
Yes,
so
that
we
makes a
draw
lot of sense.
other extroverts.
I rescind my comment. I run into a lot of extroverts.
So in my book, Building Open Relationships, I've actually got a couple of worksheets that can be helpful with this kind of stuff. One of them is self-care while your sweetie dates. So like, how do you take care of yourself when your partner is on a date with someone else? And then the other is the post-date decompression worksheet, which is if you've been out on the date, how do you like get yourself back to a space where you're ready to reconnect with your partner and like come down off of your mindset or like figure out what you want to tell them or what you want to tell other people. Because like me, when I go on a date, I want to come back to one of my partners and be like, oh my god, I just had the hottest sex, it was amazing, here's what we did, and then they this, and then they this. And like
same way.
many of my partners are totally down for that, and some of them are not. And so I have to figure out like where can I hit that release valve first so that I'm not coming to them with all this energy that they're not prepared or open to. And you can find those worksheets for free at buildingopenrelationships.com. All the worksheets are available for free to anyone. And you can also get the book there as well.
I'm not done it yet
Thank
because I haven't gotten to
you.
these chapters, but it is fantastic so far.
Thank you.
It's sitting on my nightstand.
Yay.
No, seriously.
Well, and these are later in the book because this is the more like established non-monogamy
Well, I think I haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining
you.
me. This was so great.
This is lovely.
I love you so much.
I love you.
All right. So where can the people find more about you?
I am my website Hedonish is www.hedonish.com, and
Like
I am
hedonist, but with an H.
yes HEDONISH. Oh my god, I almost forgot how to spell it.
That's totally cool.
I am also at the same name Hedonish on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Very nice. Well, I will put links to all that down in the show notes.
Great.
And I hope I'll get to see you again soon.
I hope so.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.